Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian Kingsbury. This is part 3 of a storage unit buyout we did in Smokey Point. It's the $108 unit. We picked up 2 truckloads worth of stuff. You saw the first 2 videos. If you didn't watch them, go ahead and watch those and catch up. But this is part 3 of the clean out, and we're going through this stuff. I did a little extra work before I turned this camera on. Got things organized a little. Let me show you what we're working with. So here's a tote full of stuff that we found in the last clean out. We got some coffee makers and all kinds of odds and ends, more garage sale type of stuff, not really stuff you'll be selling online, but we're gonna hold on to that and have a garage sale. And today I started by the tough part. This came out of a cooler. Look at that disgusting mess. And let me show you the cooler. So this was kind of the job, part of the job that I was dreading, and so I decided to kind of tackle it first, get that cooler cleaned out. Looks like they had a bunch of food left over from when they went camping, and it just was all bad and messy. And so we got that stuff in the garbage, and the cooler is set outside, airing out a little, ready to be hosed down, and hopefully we'll wash it up and make it usable again. But let me give you a look at that mess that I'm gonna have to deal with next. All right, so there is said cooler that I was telling you about. Nice little Rubbermaid blue and white cooler, plastic cooler, but this is what we're dealing with. Look at that. Ooh. So I'm gonna get the hose on that and clean that out. All right, so the good news is we got the hose on that. It looks like it cleaned up pretty quick, pretty easy. It was just a chocolate bar that had melted. I was expecting worse, but that's all it was a granola chocolate bar that had melted in there and left a big mess. So I'm gonna hit that with a little spray and wash and get it cleaned out nice and ready for resale or whatever we're gonna do. Maybe throw it in the garage sale. So the good news is we got a bunch of all-purpose cleaners here, all kinds of stuff that we pulled from this unit, stuff that we can already use to clean this stuff up. All right, so I gave that cleaner, that cooler rather, a once over with that degreaser, that cleaner, and it came pretty clean. I'm gonna hose it off one more time and call it good enough. There's a saying, it's good enough for government work. That's kind of what we're going here. We're not gonna put too much time into cleaning up a cooler that'll sell for 10 bucks at a garage sale, maybe less, but let me give you a look. So there it is. Put a little elbow grease into it, and all we got to do is rinse it off and it's going to be ready to use again. All that mess is gone. All right, so there's the finished product. We're going to put this in the sun and let it air dry, and it'll be ready to go. So that's the part of the day that I was kind of dreading. Now that that's out of the way, we got that knocked out, we can get into the fun part. All these totes have yet to be opened. If you watched the past video, we know that you guys know we have several totes that have yet to be dug into, so we have no idea what we really have in this unit. We've only really scratched the surface. I can show you some of the stuff that we found so far though, and then we're going to get organized and get these totes lined up and dig into them. All right, so I've got things organized a little bit better. Let me give you a quick reminder at some of the stuff that we unboxed in the last 2 videos. We've got it laid out here nicely to show you. Let me show you. So I guess we can start with these 2 nice walking sticks. You may have seen a picture of my mom holding those when we cleaned out the unit. 2 tall, nice looking wood walking sticks, look to be lacquered with something or other. Then there was this, a little CD digital boombox radio with a little cassette player. So not much value there, but nice to have those. So there was a whole array of camping materials. We got a nice 6-person dome tent right there. Some sleeping bags here. This were covers. I poured that out. It's covers for a tent, some various covers. We got a little Weber style mini grill there. And then this looks to be some clothing, maybe something leather in there. I haven't poured it out yet. We got this wind machine here, a nice looking fan. And then there was a bunch of clothing, a comforter, and a quilt. Look at this quilt. Somebody definitely put some good time time into creating that one. There was some boots. The pair on the left are a little rough, but this pair of Adolfo's can be cleaned up and probably sold. And then this, I haven't looked into this to see if it's actually in there yet. We'll get into this box, see if the little compact heater is in there. 1500 watts. Those are always nice to have. So I guess I'm just gonna start with a couple boxes that we have yet to get into. We've got one kind of a filing cabinet that had a few items in it that I pulled. We're gonna get the rest of that dealt with. Let me show you. So this is the filing cabinet that we're talking about. Looks to be some envelopes and whatnot. I did pull these out of there. This is some sort of bubble wrap or something that you put on the shelving or whatever. And then this is a nice book, $19.99 the price on this, The Art of Paint Pouring. So tips, techniques, step-by-step instruction, creating colorful poured art in acrylic. Amanda Van Ever. So a nice looking book. It's a little rough, but $19.99 at the Hobby Lobby. So somebody could pick up this book and learn how to pour some floors. So I'm gonna dig through the rest of that filing cabinet and let you guys know if I turn up anything else that's cool or has some value. All right, so we sorted through this filing cabinet, and I'll show you everything that we found. There's this a little tower fan, the owner's manual. We have that here. So this was also some paperwork for a cigarette rolling machine that we have, so we might as well keep that together. This was kind of fun. Working man's doodle pad. Look at that. You're supposed to draw in the special bits there. Here's a little brand new, it hasn't been used, a little greeting card, some face masks, some envelopes, and then the Arctic King, that was the little mini fridge. This little fridge right here, it's right here stacked up right there, so we'll keep that together. They did have a Carnation Breakfast Essentials in there, rich milk chocolate, Do I Dare? Storage locker challenge, and then that's all recyclable there. This is nice. These are actually little stickers you could pull off, so that'll be perfect for the garage sale. We could use those. And here's the filing cabinet ready to go for somebody else. So obviously not a lot of value there, but it's nice to have those manuals with the stuff so people know if something goes wrong, they can figure out how to fix it and whatnot. So we'll keep that stuff together, and when we post that stuff online, we'll make sure to note that it has the manual with it. So here's a look at that Top-O-Matic cigarette machine. So we have, looks like this goes on the bottom, so we were missing that piece. And then you can roll your own special cigarettes. He does have a grinder, so it looks like he liked to make the special cigarettes, you know? So here's a look at it. We're gonna put it all in there, all together, so all the instructions are in there. This will fold over there, and there you have the machine right here. We have to dust it off a little, and it's ready to go. Look at that, a little Top-O-Matic cigarette machine. I'm not sure what this goes for, but probably not cheap, I'd imagine, you know? So I think this is the next box we're going to dig into. My mom did pull these shears out of there, some nice yellow shears. I think she kind of had her eye on those, so we'll give those to her. But let's see what else this box has to offer. So sometimes the more you search, the more things just start coming together, and that's certainly what the case with this next box. Let me show you. So we found the liquid nails canister here, but we didn't have one of these, but now we do. So we'll put those together, and we've got this little tote here. We'll start putting some tools in here, and it looks like that's what this is. We've pulled these two little sets out of that box, this box down here. Let me show you. That's all that was in there, 3 items, but we'll pop these open and see if they are actually in there. That's always the important thing, right? And we'll try not to break it. This is Ryobi, so a good brand. Let me use 2 hands and get those open and give you guys a look. All right, so the good news is it looks like they are all pretty much in there, almost complete sets. There might be a few missing here and there, but this is the type of thing you like to sell at garage sales, easy, you know, $5 or less. And this was another set that we found earlier. So we got 3 sets here. We'll put that in that little tool tote and have a nice little tool set going. All right, so that was the case where we had a box and a box and a box. So there's multiple boxes here that we're going through all in one large box, but let me see what else we got in this big box here. So this is what I'm talking about, this big box, and then there was this box, kind of a what is that? A green seedless watermelon or grapes. And then we had the oil box that we dealt with. But it looks like we got some more tools in here. So we'll pull these out of here and see what we got. I'll lay it out here on the table so we can get a better look at things. And there was also this mystery box. There's a little bag rather. OK Gourd, I think is what it says on there. So I don't know what's in there. We'll pop that open and see what it's got as well. All right, so we got it all laid out here on the table. Let me give you a look. We had this little saw. It looks like they paid $3 for it, bought it second hand. There's a little ice scraper, and then they have these two batteries. I think these are batteries, it looks to be. Microprocessor. There was a little tape measure here, not a nice one actually, 100-foot tape measure. Some knee pads, kind of for working, industrial type knee pads. A hammer, a nice looking hammer too, and some sort of Galaxy. I haven't an iPad, a Galaxy Tab. So I don't know if that Galaxy Tab is in there, but we'll open that up and take a look. So we got the OK Gourd, we got the Galaxy Tab to open, and of course we got to peek in this heater to see if that's in there. So I think we're going to start with value-wise, right? That little heater is probably the cheapest thing. So let's pop that open, see what's in that box first. We got to keep you guys watching a little longer. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys are having fun as we discover all this stuff that we found in this unit. Again, we only paid $108 for everything, so quite a bargain. Looks like it's not a heater, but what do we have in here? Looks to be an air pump of some sort to you blow up inflatable mattresses. So there is a little air pump there. Those have some value, and it's always good to have those. It looks like there's 100 foot of glow-in-the-dark poly rope. Look at that. That probably has some value. There's more than one too. And we got another one. So two little things of poly rope, glow-in-the-dark. Not sure what kind of value they would have on those, but those are brand new. Never been used. So, and this is filled with rope. So, that's what the box was full of, all rope, poly rope. So that stuff probably is not cheap. And then we had the inflatable pump there. So I did feel to the bottom of the box to make sure they weren't hiding anything special in there. And it was just rope all the way down to the bottom. So a nice box full of poly rope. So that's garage sale material. I think those brand new ones, we could probably throw those online. You know, do some comps, see what they're going for, and sell those online since they're brand new. All right, so this next mystery was the OK Gourd bag. Looks like it has a couple snaps on top. Let's see if I can pop this with one hand, give you guys a look at it in real time. Let's see. Okay, it opens pretty easy. What is in here? All right, looks like a little Braun light. Let's see, does that fire up? Yeah, look at that. Works and everything.
Are you home?
I'm home. All right, so Mom showed up in the middle of opening that. We pulled that nice Braun light out of there, but we're gonna let her open the rest of it and see what else is in there. What you thought it was cord of some sort? Well, let's find out. Let's find out. A cable. So pull it out. Let's see what is in there. The OK Gourd. Ooh,
There is
a hat. Ooh.
a black hat.
Is that a branded?
Cable.
Okay. A belt.
A belt. Oh, your favorite, right?
More cables.
Your favorite. Ooh, what's that?
Tent poles.
Tent poles. They belong to some long lost tent.
What else?
Oh,
an adapter. Oh, is a speaker? A little speaker.
Yeah, Road Pro.
Road Pro speaker. What else? What else?
This was the bag of cables.
Cables.
Cable bag.
Some more cables and a cable mess. Every guy seems to have a big cable box or bag, right?
I have one in the closet.
I have a lot from storage units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is, folks.
So that can all go back in there. I think the best thing was the light that was on top, right? The rest of it doesn't really have much value.
No,
the hat might be worth something.
And these.
And the belt's okay.
Yeah, you better keep these separate.
Yeah, those might go to the tent.
Yes. And the belt is not worth anything.
So the mystery.
This is the cap. I
Is
think it looks like a
Kangol? No, it's a off-brand Kangol. A DPC, but Kangol style.
It needs a little washing.
Yeah, we clean that up. That's a $10 piece probably. Cables, cables, cables. All right. All right. So mom is looking at this yellow bag, and we have yet to look in this, and she's thinking it's tent stuff.
Oh, it's a t-shirt.
But I thought it was clothing. Yeah. Just pour it all out. Pour it out on the floor, and let's.
Oh, I didn't know it was that. Yeah, if I could be.
I thought there was something leather in it, but you think it's vinyl?
Oh, this is the final thing. This is.
Oh yeah. The heavy. Oh, air mattress.
Air mattress.
Okay, so those might have some value, assuming it pumps
these
up.
Are jeans.
All right, what branded jeans are they? Wranglers?
Wrangler.
Oh, okay. Bigger size,
At
looks
Walmart,
like.
$26.
Yeah.
Because we were just shopping for that.
For Wranglers?
For Wranglers, yeah. Hans wears the Wranglers.
Oh yeah, they're good jeans.
Yeah.
So a couple shirts, couple pair of Wranglers, and what else? And another pair of Wrangler dress pants.
This is a Wrangler kind of a guy.
Cargo pants. So there's a little bit of value there, probably $10 to $20 per pair of pants there.
Box, Brian. Yep.
So we got the Galaxy tab. Mom's saying it's empty, but
It's an empty box. I really can tell.
is it in there? It might be a super light one.
No.
Are you sure? It says Samsung right there.
Yeah,
Ooh,
but
look at that cord.
Yeah. It's not in there.
It's not in there, but
No,
there
there
is a
is,
charging cord.
Is
So-
that for a tablet of some kind?
Yeah, the Samsung Tab A9.
Yeah.
But since there is a box, that means one of these totes may contain the Samsung
Well, that is
tablet. So we still have all these totes to get into yet.
Have the connection.
Yeah, we got the cord now, so we're ready to go. All right, so now that the mystery of the yellow bag has been solved, we got to get into these totes. That's kind of the last thing that we have to do. Let me show you a few more items that were featured in the first two videos. If you guys didn't see the first two videos, we did get into a lot of the bigger stuff, and we'll show it to you right now. So there were two nice mattresses. The one had a mattress cover that we threw in the wash, the white one, and then there was this brown one, looks to be kind of a futon mattress. And then there were these 4 tires here, and we have some more bedding stuff on top of there, and maybe a few more tarps for the tents. There was also this Arctic King mini fridge. We showed that to you a little bit earlier. I'm going to take this out and get it cleaned out a little bit, wash it down with that degreaser stuff. And these 2 fans over here, 2 kind of standing fans, probably have some good decent value. One a Costaway, and the other is a Quiet Set. The other thing I was hoping to pull out was this U-line. I think it's a chair, but I'm not positive. So we're going to take that outside and get into it and clean out this little fridge here while we're at it. All right, so we got the U-line chair out of the bag. It's a nice one. It's a nice padded bag with pockets, not pockets, but little can holders and whatnot. It does have a pocket. And then we got the fridge set up there. We plugged it in and it does fire up, so it does work. Let me show you. So here's a look at that U-line chair. It's got that army green. There you put your beverage, and over here you got a little pocket for your snacks. And it's nice and padded, and it's a big one too. And it comes with the case there that was in. And then here's the Arctic King. We fired that up. We plugged it in over there in the outlet, and it did light up and turned on. So it is working. There it is. I gave it a once over, and there you see the light is working. So nice little Arctic fridge, Arctic King fridge, mini fridge. I'm not sure if I showed you guys this yet. This is a little grill. It folds up into like a little case. We opened it up and it's all in there. So I want to take the moment to thank everyone for watching this video thus far. We're approaching the end of the video. All that we got to get through is these last totes. I think there's about 6 totes here. Let me see. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 totes sitting here. We're going to pop into those and then we'll be done with the video. The $108 unit, we have searched everything, and get in that comment section. Let me know what you think of this unit. When you post a comment, it helps get in front of a few more eyes. Trying to get the channel monetized, so I appreciate you guys for watching this video, and we're gonna get into these last 7 and see what we got. Let's take a look. All right, so I separated them a little. We got the gray ones stacked together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 2 blue ones. This is a nice tote here, and then this one cracked a little bit, but it's a bigger, heavy tote, so something definitely heavy in that one. I'm not sure which one we're going to start with. I guess we'll start with this little cute blue one here, right? All right, so let's pop into this and give you guys a look real time. It does have a little weight to it. Let's see what we got in here. All right, looks to be maybe an air mattress. So they did have a lot of camping stuff, and more camping stuff showing itself. Another bigger air mattress. That's going to take 2 hands to get that out of there. So let me grab that, see what's under there. All right, so we got the air mattress out. There's a couple bags, and then there's some cleaning supplies. It looks like Raid, Clorox, all kinds of cleaning supplies next to some vitamins. So that's what's in this one. I guess we can pull it out and take a look a little bit closer. All right, so here's what was in the bottom of that tote. We have some Raid, we have some Vaseline, we have some Hazel solution, some cleansing pads, some vitamins, some C-Bond. And then over here we had a little pack of Jell-O, some tape, some bags, garbage bags, and some straws. So that was in there. And over here we have some Quick Shine, a multi-surface floor finish, as well as some Clorox. And then there was this. I'm going to give this a try, I think. Pore Cleansing Volcanic Ash Peel-Off Gel Mask for men. So feeling legendary, free man. That's me, right? So obviously there's not a whole lot of value there in terms of resale. There was the mattress, the air mattress, that probably has some value, and it was a larger one. Assuming it blows up and has no holes and whatnot, that could be some value. We have the pump to pump it up and check that out, but we're gonna get into some more of these totes, see if maybe we can find something a little bit more valuable. So I guess we'll just start with this top one, this gray one here. We have yet to look into any of these, so unsure, not sure, are these taped down or not? No, there it is. So let's see what we got in here. All right. We got some movies. I'm seeing some movies. Looks like a TV. A little video player. Looks like some die cast. This stuff can be worth some decent money if it's the right kind. This one's a little bit rusty. But if you find the Lodge, or yeah, this is a Lodge, so that's one of the brand name ones, but it's heavy, man. So you can re-cure these and use them for quite a while. So a nice looking Lodge die cast grill there. All right, so I think I'm just gonna start pulling this stuff out and see exactly what we have here. We do have the 2 DVD players sitting here. Probably not much value, just this one's actually a Blu-ray, Panasonic Blu-ray, and then the LG. And then we have the TV here, and looks like some movies. But we'll get into this and pull some more stuff out of this. What is this? LED. This is empty. Inflatable waist belt. Well, it might not be. We'll have to open that up and see what is in there. If it's anything, it's a lightweight waist brace. Waist brace is what they're calling that. So that might be for your back. That you can LED massaging heating inflatable waist belt. If that's in there, that might be a good one to have, especially in this storage unit business. You get some bad backs. There was more brake fluid. We found some brake fluid earlier, and there's more brake fluid, so maybe they had a bum vehicle that needed brakes. There appears to be a plush over here in the corner. Let's pull him out and see what he is. Oh, look at that. A little gnome. That's cute. Little gnome with the gray beard, and he's weighted. He has like sand or something in him, so he's got a little weight to him. Pretty cool little plush. Not sure how much value. You might be able to sell that online, or keep it around for Christmas or something. All right, so we got the box, we got the bag, we got the TV, and then we got the movies. I think I'm gonna pull this stuff out, give you guys a look at it, and then move on to the next tote. All right, so the gray bag was just a stack of plastic bags, not too exciting, but the movies were all in there except one. The bottom one was not in there, but we got Ghost of Girlfriend's Past with McConaughey and Jennifer Garner. Sit and Be Fit. We got Premonition with Sandra Bullock. We got The Notebook, a classic, right? With Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. Woo! And then we got Inside Man, and this one wasn't in there. Stranger Than Fiction with Will Ferrell. Of course, we do have the stack of movies over here. I don't know if Stranger Than Fiction was in there, but we'll have to double check. All right, so this is the last box from that tote that we're going to get into. Let's see what this appears to be more. Ooh, what is this? A little machete? A little saw. Look at that. So there is some tools in this so far, but the more plastic bags and more recyclables, it looks like. So they had a lot of plastic bags. I'm gonna pull all this junk mail out of here, recycle all that, and see if there's anything valuable in the bottom of this. All right, so there is the empty box. Inside the box, the bottom of the box had a few goodies in there. A little drill set and what is that? Clear weld, and looks like a light fixture. Some sort of tablecloths on the very bottom, so maybe a little bit of value. And here's a look at the little TV that was in there. Probably not a lot of value, but it looks to be in working order, so we'll have to see if that thing fires up. There is the stand. Oh, there's a couple more movies in there that I missed. Let's see what else we got. Oh, and a whole nother stack of them. Denzel, Deja Vu. Let's take a look. What else we got here? I can set these down over here and go through them. We got Denzel, Deja Vu. We got The Bodyguard. Ooh, it's like 4 movies in one. The Bodyguard, Rumor Has It. Upside and Angry, Tin Cup. Walk Away the Pounds. Dances with Wolves. Primal Fear. Ooh, that's a good movie. Richard Gere. Primal Fear. Patton, and that was it. Ooh, there was one more hiding in the bottom. The Grudge. Of course, The Grudge was hiding down there. All right, we have the weight belt. Mom's saying it's not in there because it's too light, but
I don't know how to open it.
She can't get in the box, so we'll never know. The mystery is going to remain until she can get in there. You need help? There it is. Okay. Is it in there? Oh, that would be nice to have, though, right?
LED massaging, heating, inflatable waist belt.
Yeah.
It's somewhere.
It's somewhere. We got to find that weight belt. Now I'm going to put that on. Save my back a little pain. All right, so that last gray tote was pretty good. The TV, the 2 Blu-ray and DVD player, as well as all the other goodies. We're going to get into the next gray tote. Let's take a look. All right, here it is. You're seeing it real time. Let's pop this open and see what we got. All right, we got more tarps. All right, so he has had a lot of camping equipment, but what is under the tarps? That's what we got to find out. Looks to be something metal. What is this? Ooh, look at that. A little sign. What does it say? Fishermen, parking only. And a couple pans, and looks like another box. So that's a pretty cool little sign. Let's pull that out, give you guys a better look at it. It says there, fishermen, parking only. All others will be used for bait. So a little metal sign here. Pretty cool. I like that one. As you can see, it's pretty detailed. I like the fish on the front. Good coloring. Definitely probably like a custom sign. I don't know, maybe he made it himself. Who knows? I like it. So it's hard to put value on something like this. I don't know. I guess it's worth whatever someone will pay for it. But any fishermen out there, what do you think this is worth? So there was also a couple pans and a cutting board. So some kitchen stuff. And this box here. Let's pull this box out of here and see what we got. It looks to be more kitchen stuff. Oh, more movies. So movies are good. We can always sell those, you know, $5-10 at a time. Kind of a slow way to make your money back, but definitely a whole box full of movies. Let's pull them out. All right, so here's everything that was in this next tote. There was a little movie player, but the screen is gone. This was an interesting find, a little Mercury Sable car manual. Those do sell pretty well online. People lose them and they want them, so you can sell them as replacements. Dry decks, spackling, and some tape. A little light, and then the pans you saw. And then we got all the movies here. Lethal Weapon, Radio, Larry the Cable Guy, 30 Rock, Lost Voyage, One More Day, Evan Almighty, Are We There Yet, Lucy Show, Hunger Games, Grey's Anatomy, Out Cold, The Transporter, Indiana Jones, Daddy Daycare, South Park, Indiana Jones, Planet of the Apes, Tarzan, Master and Commander, Matrix Revolutions, Brothers, Encino Man, Back to the Future 2, Wolf Creek, The Great Outdoors, Gangs of New York, and lastly, Dawn of the Dead. That one's brand new. Let's see. Dawn of the Dead. So obviously you can make some money off of movies. You're not going to get rich quick, though, selling movies. It's pretty... takes a long time to sell movies. I've got quite a few listed in my 2 eBay stores. Well, the big store, I've got movies listed. Movies, video games, that sort of stuff sells pretty regularly. But I think the big item out of this one was definitely that fishing sign. You find the right buyer for that. That could be a decent payday. All right, there you see it. I put the other movies we found in the same box, and we got a whole box full. So hopefully we don't find any more. That one is jam-packed, clear full. So they're all in there. I think there was only one movie missing. So let's continue on and get into the next tote. All right, so we've got 4 more totes to go, 3 more gray ones, and then that big blue one that we have yet to pop open. Let's get into the next gray one. All right, there they are, 3 more gray ones. Let's see what's in this one. We do better than movies. We do better. What do we have here? Spicy noodles, spicy hot noodles. Looks to be kitchen stuff. We have a, what you call it? A lug bolt. What you call that? Lug bolt. And we have some sort of shark vac mop. A little stapler here. That's a nice little stapler. We've been finding staples here and there, so finally we found the stapler that goes with all these staples. I've been throwing the staples in there, so we got some more staples. This appears to be some sort of a wet dry sprayer. So we got another rug in here, it looks like. So this might be a rug cleaner. We're gonna get into this a little more deeper and pull this stuff out and see exactly what it is. All right, so this was an interesting tote. You know, the rule of thumb is that when you're bidding on a storage unit, you should factor about $20 per tote. You know, figure about $20 worth of value per tote. So that kind of allows you some leeway in case you get a, you know, one worth more, one worth less. And this one definitely had more than $20 worth of value in it. Let me give you guys a look at what we found. All right, so you saw those 2 tarps on the very top. That wasn't the only tarp. There were some brand new tarps. Look at this. We got a 14-foot by 19-foot tarp, brand new in the plastic. So that definitely has some value. And that wasn't the only one. There was more. Where did I put the others? There they were. They were under the lid. But here's another green tarp, probably similar size. And then we have 3 of these gray ones, 5x7 tarp, and a 5x7 tarp, and a 5x7 tarp. So some nice tarps. You could definitely sell those in a garage sale. You know, people always need tarps, and those are brand new. There was also these 2 rugs. I haven't rolled this one out yet. Let's give it a look, see what kind of shape it's in. Not bad. It's looking pretty nice. This one looks a little more rough. At least the bottom part does. So, yeah, that one is not as nice. But a couple rugs. I like the pattern on this one, kind of that checkerboard pattern there. So there was also this tote. I opened this up. It has all kinds of nails in there. So maybe there's a nail gun in this somewhere. We can use those. We have find the staples in the staple gun. So we're assuming if there's nails, there may be a nail gun. Down here, there was this rolling bag. These wheels roll out and it rolls. And then there was this like little thing that you put to, maybe I think you put this in a grill and you cook fish on that or something. That would be my guess. Then there was this grill cleaner here and a mishmash of pot holders and gloves and some more rope and a bungee. So all kinds of stuff in that one, but I think the value definitely was in those tarps. All right, look at this. Things are coming together. Yesterday we found one of these gloves, and then today we found the other one. So we got a pair now. Some nice kind of leather gloves here with the posting mountain insulated gloves. So nice gloves for camping, I guess, cooking on the grill. All right, so hopefully you guys are still having fun. We got 3 more to go. Let's get into this one. Another gray one. These gray ones have been treating us pretty good. We've been finding some goodies in these. Let's see what we got in this one. 1957 Chevy Bel Air. I like to see that. What is that? Little model car. Look at that. Little Chevy Bel Air. Model cars can be worth some money, and that is a classic, right? Look at that, 1957 Chevy Bel Air 1/25th scale model kit in the plastic still, so that definitely has some value. What else we got in here? Looks to be some to-go stuff, you know, packaging. So you can pack up a meal or something. More tools. This looks like something maintenance. We're going to have to get into this a little deeper, pull some of this stuff out and see what we can find. Definitely an interesting tote though. What do we got over here? Some more tools, wrenches, all kinds of goodies. let's pull this stuff out and see exactly what we got. All right, so this tote was definitely a mishmash of all kinds of different stuff. You saw a few of the things on top, that 57 Chevy model. Let me show you what else. So there was a lamp in the bottom of it. There's that little desk lamp. There was all these boxer shorts, and then some sort of vacuum parts or something that all goes together. There was a couple saws. I cut my finger on one of them. And then this was a little painting kit. So all kinds of acrylic paints and canvases as well. So some nice looking little set there. And then I have yet to go through this. This was the tools. There's a couple of plastic pieces here. Not sure. And then this was in there too, this saucepan set. I haven't looked in here yet. It appears they are in there, but whether they're in decent condition, I don't know. So definitely there's some saucepans in here, so we'll pull those out, see what kind of condition they're in, if they're worth any money or not, or if they're more of a donate type of thing. But that was what was in those. There were also some art. So here's a look at these hanging art pieces. There you can see the Buddha, and it says here, what does it say? Remember, happiness doesn't depend on who you are or what you have. It depends solely on what you think. Buddha. There is the bottom of the Buddha art, and then the next one says Namaste. Namaste there, and the middle part says, I honor the spirit in you, which is also the spirit in me. I honor the spirit in you, which is also the spirit in me. And it has a little symbol there. So some cool little art here. You can hang those up. A little Buddha and a little Namaste. So I'm going to take a second and sort through this little tote here, see what kind of treasures we can find in there, if there's any value to be had. All right, so not too much value in this, just some forks and a couple tools, a couple wrenches. There's some nicer big wrenches there, but a little bit rusty, probably not much value. There's a little sander piece there and some bolts and whatnot, but nothing too valuable in that one. All right, can you believe it? We're down to our last two totes, one gray and then that big blue one. I'm kind of curious what's in the big blue one, but first let's knock out this last gray one. Maybe it's got something good. Let's see. The 57 Chevy was in that last one. That was a cool find. All right, so I just stacked the full one on the empty one, and we're going to get into this and see what's in it. Ooh, what do we have here? I see something over here that is interesting. Is that a rock? A lamp or what? What is that? They had some petrified wood, so this might be another piece of... Oh, it's really light, though. What do you guys think that is? Looks like a root of some sort that would try to turn into a lamp, maybe? I don't know. It looks to be something on the bottom there, too. This one is kind of sketchy. We got a bunch of cleaning materials. Mr. Clean. It looks like not much left of Mr. Clean, but we'll get into this, see what is in here. He always had a lot of tea tree oil. He was into that, so I don't know what this thing is, but it looks like it's growing something on it. What is that? What do you guys think that is? Wax of some sort, maybe? All right, so I'm gonna pile all this stuff out again, same drill as last time, and give you guys a look if there's anything valuable in this mix besides this mysterious concoction right there. I don't know about that thing. All right, so we did get into this tote. Let me give you guys a look at what we found. There was some interesting stuff in this one. It was filled to the top. You saw that interesting little, I guess it was a wooden piece of art that was a little questionable, but there was much more. Let me show you. So these were kind of the bigger items. Looks like some sort of fans or something. And this, I think, is a juicer of some sort. And then there was all this stuff in there, a lot of gauze, like compression gauze, and there was a piece of jewelry, a little St. Anthony necklace, a lot of armor, all stuff for your car, sponge, blood pressure kit, And then this, there were some electronics in here that might have some value. I haven't looked at this. A little tom-tom. There you see a little tom-tom. And Siri, little Siri set there. So I'm not sure if this stuff has value. I'm sure it does if it works. But and then a little Garmin. So those could potentially be worth some money, but that wasn't the best thing we found. We did find this case that has a good name on it. I haven't looked in it yet, but it says Canon. There you see it, a nice little Canon travel case. So we're going to pop this open and see if it's in there. There is something in it. So let me do it in real time so you guys can see if we have a winner here or what. Maybe it's an older Canon camera. Who knows, right? Old 35mm. Let's see what we got. It is. Look at that. So we got some filters. This is an older one, an older version. It does have the little base on there that attachable. People like those. Canon. I used to have a little EOS back in the day. Is this digital? Or is it? I think it is a digital camera. Yeah, it's got a card in there and everything. So maybe we'll check the card, see what's on there. 2 gigabytes. Look at that old camera. Look at the screen on that. Look how tiny it is. Yeah, an old Canon. That's kind of what I started on back in the day. A little Canon. Oh, a Rebel XT. Yeah, I think Andre Agassi used to promote those, the tennis player. And a little lens here. So a little 18 to 35mm lens. And he's got some filters over here. Quad-ray filters. So he's got some value here. I'm not sure how much this old camera would be worth these days. Have to price it out, or if there'd be any demand for something like this. But the case is nice. You know, at least you got the case. You could throw a different camera in here, and I think, yeah, the value is probably in the case. I'd probably use this case. Nice little travel case. I'll throw my cameras in here. It definitely has all the cleaning materials. So he was a avid photographer. It's got a little handle, so you want to throw it over your shoulder, you can. So that's a nice little find. Not a whole lot of value to it, probably not. We got one more zipper here. Let's see. Is this where he kept all his money? No. So not much value to it, but it is kind of a cool find. A little piece of nostalgia, an old Canon camera. So Mom is checking this out.
Oh, this is just fake stuff.
I know.
Yeah, this is fake.
You think it's a fountain?
Well, I think it looks like it. I'm not looking in that.
It's kind of dirty, right?
Probably was a little waterfall or something.
Oh yeah.
But it's just a fake thing.
Yeah, it kind of surprised me when I pulled that out, and that was the first thing I saw. I was like, ooh. Especially that one part right here, that part that's sticking out. Ooh, something. Yeah, looks like it's growing. No, this part right here. Look at that. That little.
Ooh, this little thing sticking out too. But I was prepared that it was very heavy.
And I know, yeah. I thought it would be heavy too, but it's not.
No.
It's interesting. No. Yeah, what do you think of that? Namaste. Look at the other one.
Oh my goodness. Remember, happiness doesn't depend on who you are or what you have. It depends solely on what you think. Oh,
that's
you
wise.
Don't know what
No, you don't want to know what you think?
Oh,
that's the Buddha way, though. Namaste. I honor the spirit in you, which is also the spirit in me. Oh, isn't that sweet? Yeah. All right, so we do have these 2 plastic coffee pots here, coffee jars. One has a rock collection. It would be kind of fun to pour that out, see what he has. And the other, I have no idea what's in there. So we're going to take a look at those, and then we're going to get into the last tote of the day. All right, because I think that rock collection might be more interesting than this. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Let's pour this one out and see what we got in here before we do the rock collection. Let's pour it out, see what we got. Let's throw it all out there at once. Ooh, that's a mess. There's some interesting buttons. Look at these buttons, these old buttons. Some of these old vintage buttons can have some value, but you gotta have the right ones. These, it's hard to see what's on there for me. But some old candies, screws, So I'm not seeing a whole lot of value here. There is this little car in here, little die-cast car. That probably has worth a few bucks. But I'm not seeing much value in this big mess of things. He did have a lot of dice in his stuff, so he must have been a bit of a gambler. Some screws, so this could probably go right in the garbage or right back in that little tote. We'll probably try to sort out a few little things that we can put in the garage sale, maybe these buttons and stuff, you know. Quarter here, quarter there. Look at this, a little sour head, Warhead Extreme Sour. That's probably still good. It's plastic. So not much to it. We got that little car. That's probably the best thing in there. But let's get this cleaned up and check out that rock collection. All right, we got it all cleaned up. We put all the usable bolts and screws in there. There's a few larger items that we had in there. And then we had the little car, one of those little Kinsmart cars, probably worth $2 or whatever. And then there was two cat buttons and some sort of wrench, guy on a wrench. There he is. A guy on a wrench, little pendant. So pretty cool, little fun thing. Let's check out that rock collection though. All right, so if you watched the last video, you did see that he had a pretty cool rock collection. Looked like he did a little beach combing and collected quite a few cool rocks. So I'm kind of interested to see what he has in this little jar here, what kind of rocks he's collected here. Let's take a look. So I'm going to be a little bit careful taking this stuff out of here. There was this... it says push pins, but it has a couple polished rocks in there that are pretty cool. And he seemed to find some cool looking rocks. Look at this little glass marble type thing. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I always like these little polished rocks. Let's see what he's got in here. Oh, he's got some sand dollars in there, so he's done a little beach combing. Let's see what he's got in here. Let's see. Pardon the noise. Ooh, look at those. Does he have any garnets? Look at this one. That's a nice one. I like that one. The sun is hitting it kind of bright right now. I'm going to get this plastic bag out of here so it doesn't make any more noise than it needs to. And then we can get a closer look at these. Some of them are polished maybe by the waves, like this one. Look at that. That's a nice looking one right there. You saw that one. Look at this. So we definitely found some nice ones. There's more sand dollars. You saw the sand dollars. He's got quite a few sand dollars here, so let's see what else he's got. All kinds of sand dollars. Looks like his little sand dollar collection. Look at that. Looks like one casualty of the move. To toss that one broke. But the rest of them are pretty good condition, considering they've been sitting in storage. So I don't know if any of these. Oh, this is a little 8-ball. Look at that. It's got a little 8 on it. And that is the end of it. Let's stump it out to be sure there's not a hidden gem in the mix. And we'll clean it all up later. There it is. So there you can see everything he had in this little rock collection. Oh, there's a penny in there. I gotta get every last cent out of this unit. We're trying to make back the $108 we paid for this. I'm not sure if these rocks are gonna do it, but kind of fun to look at. They got the sand dollars and a bunch of nice little rocks. So we'll put these in another bag probably and make it a little bit easier to sort through them if somebody wants them. Maybe put them in a garage sale or something. People like to collect these type of things. So let me clean this up a little and figure out what to get into next. We got one tote left. That's it. All right. So I want to congratulate all of you who have made it this far. We're down to the last tote. Can you believe it? We've been at it all afternoon and we made it to the gigantic blue tote. It's a double size. Unfortunately, the lid is cracked. So this tote might be toast after we're done opening it. But we want to find out what's in it. Let's take a look. All right, so here it is. It's one of the big ones. There you can see it's all cracked all the way around. It does have the nice clasps though, like this, but we pop that open and we're gonna get into it. Let's see if we can get this off and take a look at what's in here. Wow. All right, so looks like we got more tools, more pans, And a duffel bag, another nice camouflage. It might be a backpack. It might be a Ooh, is this a case of some sort that's really heavy? So we're gonna get into this and see what we can discover. This looks to be a little tool case, little tool set. We could pop this open, give you guys a look at it while we're going. Oh, did I open it backwards? I probably did. Let's try the other way. Oh, there we go. A nice little socket set. So somebody will benefit from a nice little socket set. Not sure what we'll do with that. It's always missing a few, you know, but looks to be mostly there. So those sell, you know, I'm not sure, $29.99 at the hardware store. So we could get $5-10 for that. We got a nice level here and some sort of Tupperware. And this speaker, the matching speaker, I threw this one away. I'd probably throw this one away. I threw its match away yesterday. It's a little rough, and I thought it was only one, but probably not worth much. Oh, there's another one here, actually. So probably they had 4 of those car speakers they took out of something. But we're getting into it. Pittsburgh socket set. So another socket set in there. This looks to be a pretty decent pan. Let's see. Now the Teflon pan, that looks like it's got a little bit of wear on it. So I'm going to get this backpack out of here and see what is under there. It's a nice military style backpack. I'm not sure if it's military issue or not, but it looks to be pretty well made. Look at that. It's got the straps on the back and everything. We'll get that out of there and then we can get a better look at what's underneath it. All right, so you guys saw that camouflage backpack. We got that out of there. There was another camouflage bag with all kinds of paperwork in it. We'll have to go through that. And then more, all kinds of stuff in here. It looked like a rolling pin in there. Is this some boots or something? Looks some sort of boot. Flask? No, what do you call it? Buddha bag? And all kinds of stuff. This TV ears, these are like ears for your wireless headset of some sort. So we're gonna have to dig through this. There's some cord, more extension cords. Over here there was a nice plug in there, and so this goes with that U-line chair outside. So something U-line. I took a peek inside it. It might be like a little table to go along with it. So we'll have to pop that out, see what it is. That might be the nicest thing I've found so far in here. I don't know, you bakers out there, that looks like a pretty quality rolling pin. I must say, that's a pretty nice one. So after all this searching through all this, I might need this muscle and joint extra strength pain relief patch. Put that on my shoulder. I'll be feeling better in the morning. This is definitely hard work getting in all these totes, seeing what we got, but we're finding some cool stuff. Little stuff that we can sell in a garage sale, $5 here and there. It's all going to add up, and hopefully we'll make some decent profit at the end of it all. What is this? Some sort of knife or something. Look at that. Gotta be careful not to cut myself. Clever cut, they're calling that. So we're going to get into these and see what else we can find. All right, look at this. You saw the U-line chair. Now we got a little U-line table. Look at this. You got little holders for the drinks. It's got a little carrying case to go along with it. Pops right open, and you have a little table to go along with your chair. So a nice little set. I kind of like that. That's nice. All right, so I'm going to do a little more sorting through all this stuff. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm going to sort through these last few things in that blue tote and kind of determine if there's anything else worth showing you guys. But it looks like it's pretty much done. You guys have seen it all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed a little bit of this content today. So I am getting pretty tired here, but of course, if you guys enjoy these videos, if you appreciate the hustle, and be sure to like the video, give it a big thumbs up, and leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite item that we looked at today was, and how you think I'll do. I think we're gonna have a big garage sale, and probably make most of our money back that way. I do have a nice tote full of clothing. We can easily make $100 back off of that clothing once I get it listed and sold. So there wasn't a lot of clothes in this unit. It was more of a tool tools unit. So you saw a lot of the electronics, you know, some fun little electronics, but a lot of it was kind of dated and not a lot of demand for it. But there was some fun stuff. Tools, more tools. That stuff will definitely sell at a garage sale. We're not going to get top dollar for it, but you know, when you have an abundance of tools, you do pretty well. You do pretty well when you got a bunch of tools, and we have some from previous units as well. So this was a nice little tool unit. We'll do some sorting. The sorting continues, and I'll let you know if we find anything else out of this last tote. All right, so it's been a full day of sorting today. I think I got a good handle on what we want to keep and what we want to sell in the garage sales and what we want to throw away. Let me give you a look at the garage now that it's all kind of cleaned up. All right, so you see this tote here, mostly for garage sale stuff. The garbage is full, the recycle is nearly full. We got a bunch of movies here. We showed you those movies, a nice box of movies. That's a decent amount of money. 2 nice rugs. We threw one of the rugs away. This is a bag full of garbage. The 2 fans. This is full of the tarps that we showed you. A few other bags and doodads on top. Those 2 are empty, those gray ones. We got the cooler that we cleaned up as well as those shoes. We brought the mini fridge inside after I give it a good once over. There's that cute little barbecue. I'm not sure if I showed that to you today. We got the U-line chair as well as the table. That was a nice find. Another fan back there as well as a barbecue. And some sleeping bags. This is a box full of kitchen stuff. That'll be good for the garage sale as well. Over here, we got a couple pair of boots down there. The TV here, we got to test that out, see if it's still in working order. And up here, kind of miscellaneous stuff. Not sure what to do with that. Maybe donate some of that. Here's a tote full of tools we're going to bring home and sort out, see what we want to put in a garage sale. And then we have 1 tote full of clothing to run through the laundry and list on eBay. And then over here, Mom will have her pick of cleaning supplies. She can take what she wants and then throw out the rest. And hopefully she'll keep the house nice and clean after this visit. It's going to be a little dirty in the garage, so I'll have to get back here and do a little scrubbing myself. Of course, we still got the mattresses and the tires over there to deal with, so that's pretty much the bulk of it today. We got a good handle on things though. So as you can see, if you want to do one of these units, it's going to be, you know, a day to get it home, and then here's 2 days full of sorting. I've spent most of the day, both those days, sorting through things, getting into the totes. Of course, it takes a little longer when you have to record everything, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Everything we got out of this $108 unit out there in Smokey Point. Little 5x10. As you can see, you can get someone's whole life in a 5x10. 2 truckloads full of merchandise. Not a lot of big money in this stuff, but we'll definitely make our money back and then some. The bulk of that's probably going to be coming at a garage sale later down the road, but I do have a tote full of clothing ready for eBay, so I'll get started on some laundry and hopefully get some of that stuff listed in the next couple weeks. And of course, lucky for you guys, we got 3 videos, 3 new storage unit videos for you guys to watch. If you haven't seen the other 2, you can go ahead and watch those now. Search storage units if you want to see all the storage cleanouts we've done. There's a bunch up on the channel. I try to do them on a regular basis, and this spring we're hoping to do some more. So once I get a good handle on this one, we'll start peeking into storage treasures and see what else we can find. There's a lot of units ending every week actually, so you could get one every day if you want, but we're trying to pace ourselves. As you can see, it's a lot of work. I'm still trying to operate the eBay stores as well as build this YouTube channel. So I thank you guys for watching this. Almost to 4,000 hours. Hard to believe. Over 1,000 subscribers, well over. So if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, and tune in for our next storage unit video. Thanks for watching this one to the very end. I'm Brian Kingsbury. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.